Good night. Yes, it is a Thursday night, I believe. I'm here alone and I'm chatting with CryptoRoast. CryptoRoast, if you are um, in the chat soon, sorry, I should do the invite thing, shouldn't I? Go to more and private chat stream info settings. Shit, where is it? Stream info. Where the hell? Well, apparently I exited for some reason. Um, I'm on my phone and I got to figure out how I'm supposed to add people to the thingo. I can't do it that way. It's post comment, layout, private chat, stream info settings. Okay. All right, that's pretty clunky actually. I have to go into the outer area to be able to go and get my invite. I probably should have copied that first. Now I'll go to the post comment and I'll stick that in the chat, StreamYard chat. Okay. CryptoRoast, if you are in the room, I can see one person's viewing now. Click on the StreamYard and I don't even know how do I invite guests? There's the invite guest thing. Well, that's all right. So you just go to the guests and you can see participants. And you just hit invite guests. That's far easier than what the hell I was doing. It's terrible. You honestly don't even know how to copy the link because I'd have to go to my YouTube account to do that. Oh, growing pains trying to figure this sort of stuff out. CryptoRose, if that's you watching right now, did you want to click on the link? Someone is watching, so if someone is watching, maybe comment in the comment zone here. There's two people watching now. It must be one of you guys. There's no guests invited yet. First, if you want to jump in. Banners. Let's have a bit of a look. Example banners. Media assets. Here we go. Look at the good old sound. Oh, here we go. We'll do blue waters. There we go. Does that work? I can't see it. Why can't I see it? It's not there. Feeding the ducks. It's always good having fun with this sort of bullshit. All right, let's go back to comments. Is there anyone coming in? Okay, Boomer from Blackrod. Miki? Okay. Miki. Whatever that means. If you want to jump on, Boomer, that's fine. You can jump on too. What are you doing? I see that the Globe Gangsters Discord is there's nobody talking live tonight. Maybe you might want to talk here. I don't know. Maybe everyone's asleep. I don't know if you can get if you heard that voice just then. I was just texting to CryptoRoast to say, dude, I'm live. Come on. Boomer from BlackRock. What are you doing, man? How's your night been? Please, yeah. Tell me how everything's going. I'm talking to myself. Gotta love it. Oh, dear. Copy that. Okay, eating. So I'll live a couple. What? Live a couple. Okay. Maybe you're gonna keep on munching away, and then you'll finish it up soon. That's fine. So we're better for what? How do I post a comment myself? Post a comment. There we go. We're gonna stick that back in again. Let's see if it actually looks the same. HRS. Yeah, HRS P6Y8RT3. Yep, it's the same one. Oh, good. Up to 3 viewers. If anyone is keen to come up and vent about something, lay down on the couch. Tell me your problems. Does anyone notice how bloody hot's been in Victoria recently? Man, it just doesn't stop getting hot. It's hot right now. I'm kind of looking forward to cold weather, to be honest. It's a join link. That link in the chat is not so that you can buy my shit. That link is so that you can actually take a spot on stage. So by all means, if you want to take a spot on stage, come along. Right, if I wanted to give you a referral link, I'd give you a referral link for some sort of Bitcoin thing, so I can get $10 of free Bitcoin. But hey, clicking on don't don't. Sorry, man. Well, the one in the description. Sorry, the one in the description, some sort of bloody link. I am not in control of that. When I go live, it just automatically populates it with that link. I don't know how to change it. Like, to be honest, if I actually did change it, it probably would ask me if I wanted to go premium. So anyway, yeah, just let's click on the link that's in the chat. Don't do the one in the description. I don't know if you've gone off and use my referral link. I don't even know what it gives me. Honest. So apparently someone clicks on it, and I don't know if anyone bought anything with it. Let me just check the guest. I still haven't got any people in the participants. Have you tried to click on the one that's in the chat? It's not showing up in the guests. Well, apart from me rambling about nothing. What have I learned today? I don't know. To be honest, what I came across a few things today. Strangely enough, 2 videos that were not even connected to each other at all. Both said something very, very similar. They were talking about the spin of the galaxies, and they were saying that some of the stars that are on the outer fringes of the galaxy seem to be spinning faster than the ones in the center, and that's not how it's expected to be, because if everything's spinning out from the center, you would expect the ones on the outside to be sort of lagging. So I don't really know. Roast, if you choose to, you don't have to have a cam on. I can see you in the chat. I can only see the tiniest little picture. I have no idea. But if you don't want to actually show a cam, you don't have to. If you do want to bring it up with a cam, just put your hand above your head. Oh, you do want to go on cam. Okay, well, camera it is then. Add stage. I don't know if you've ever doxed yourself before, but you're kind of doing it now. So yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
it was going to happen sometime or another.
I've pondered it myself anyway. I've wondered whether or not I ever want to be able to release my face. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm beyond caring now. What's his name? Jaren forced me to send a video of myself to his any topic chat to prove that I
Really?
wasn't Ruhith.
Oh,
And
okay.
so loads of people have seen my face anyway.
Okay. And how has it responded by doing that? Do you
I
feel
mean,
relieved, or what do you feel?
well, I didn't leave the video up for very long, so there were
Okay.
people kind of begging for it like a month later, and I'm like, man, any more videos of me, you'll have to join my OnlyFans.
Not very nice. Very nice. Yeah, one thing I've actually pondered is I've pondered whether or not me not showing any facial details is hampering my reach. But I've got no idea because I choose Anon. I'm sure that I'm not growing in popularity or whatever. But I mean, like people like Where's Wally and stuff like that. They don't really he doesn't post faces and he's sort of doing okay. So I don't know.
From what I've seen, debunkers tend to get big when other big debunkers share their stuff.
Yes.
So, for example, like Ole de Hasselier, he he was very, very small. No one knew of him, and then Toon, I think it was Toon, mentioned him on a stream, and his
Yep.
channel kind of started to explode.
Yep.
But also, Ole kind of just completely stopped all flat Earth stuff because it was taking up too much of his time,
Yes.
and it wasn't it wasn't conducive to kind of a happy life, I think, for him. So he was just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck this!
I agree.
I've said what I need to say, made the videos I need to make. I'm done now," which I can respect.
Yeah, well, I'd imagine most people kind of would get bored of it after a while. Just kind of like sometimes I guess I've gotten bored of talking about Bitcoin there for a while. So you go through your phases.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of, you have an obsession for maybe a year or two,
Yep,
and then
pretty much.
and then it just sinks into the background a little bit. That's like Bitcoin for me. I mean,
Yeah,
the chart the chart can do whatever it wants. I don't care. It's going to do what it wants anyway. I don't need to watch it all day.
yeah. I mean, most like some people have like they've sewn like they've painted themselves into a corner where they need to always be shocked at all the amazing things that keep on happening, which are just not that interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, you paint yourself into a corner where you have to continuously um, be outrageous about your emotions when you don't really give two shits.
Definitely. Oh, my camera's just turned off.
Well, it looks like it's fine, but yeah, it seems to be working.
No, it's going to have frozen, I think. How do I change it to a picture instead?
Don't know. I think you probably just. I think when you just turn off your cam, it'll just show the cat. I think you are actually younger than I expected you to be. Actually,
I'm
I actually
34, unfortunately.
I didn't really know how old you guys actually were, but and I'm about going to be turning 40,
Knowledge
44,
has no
so I don't know.
age.
Yeah, yeah. So I must be about 10 years older than you. So you said 34, did you?
Yeah, I'm 34.
Yeah, so I'm about 10 years older than you.
Ah,
But
the
yeah, I don't know.
future is
I
now,
guess
old
I'm
man.
getting. Sorry.
The future is now, old man.
Well, that's it. One thing I obviously noticed about people in Bitcoin, right, is that it seems like the majority of people who are actually in there are between the age of 30 and like 50. You don't get a lot of the 20-year-olds and stuff like that getting into that sort of stuff. Most of the time,
They're
they're
all on
all
TikTok.
shitcoining, huh?
They're all on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, they're busy doing all that shit, getting distracted as hell.
I mean, there's a lot of I don't know because I've never used TikTok in my life, but I get a lot of. I've got a friend who forwards me quite a lot of videos from TikTok, and I'm just like, dude, I
Mhm.
can't open these. Stop fucking sending them to me.
Yeah.
But it's quite a lot of like young influencers with air quotes, like or what do they call them? Finfluencers.
Oh,
With
those are the financial influences, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. So you get quite a lot
Mm.
of like 18-year-olds who have no idea what they're talking about, telling you to buy
Yes.
all sorts of absolute shit.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I sometimes like might click on a link and look at it on the browser, but that's about it. But I noticed that, step by step, they start changing the rules. They start making it tighter, like you can't view this unless you go and sign up and all that sort of stuff. And then you really, really
Mhm.
locked out. But yeah, I mean, most of the stuff on things like TikTok is like just, it's adrenaline, really. It's like they just want you to basically scroll as fast as possible and to get the quickest hits. So if you're boring, you'll just fade away.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Mm.
That's why you get all this clickbait bullshit and like just the most kind of. I, they realized a long time ago that angry people click more. So that's why there's so much rage
Yeah,
bait around, and they
that's
encourage
right.
the rage bait because the more people click, the more ads they can sell.
Yeah, that's it.
Um,
I find myself see when it comes to watching Globe uh, defenders and when it comes to watching flat Earth pretenders,
mm,
I sometimes find it I'm more entertaining looking at flat earthers because I am laughing like consistently.
it depends
Whereas,
for me.
huh?
It depends for me. Like, there's some flat earthers that I'll watch some of their content, and I'll, I mean, different different creators, different flat Earth creators,
Yes.
elicit a different kind of response from me. So for example, if I look at Arwin, he just makes me feel sad. Like I feel genuinely sad for that guy.
Okay.
Um,
I
and
don't think I
then,
know Ireland.
oh, bro, like, oh man, next level. He's from the Netherlands, and he lives in like this kind of sheltered shared accommodation. He's completely broke, and I mean, yeah, it's just sad that,
Oh, really? So
yeah,
he so you actually see him walking around in his like really smashed up apartment there.
yeah, and then like he had this story where he was so broke he had to sell his car, and then that obviously meant he had cut himself off from a load of people, um,
Mm, God.
and yeah, it's just really sad to watch. I mean, there was one time I was in one of his streams and I because he's got this like Mongolian horse bow on the wall, but like a bow uh, on his wall behind him,
Yep.
and the way he's got it set up on his wall, it looks like a crossbow. And
Yes.
if you say anything about a crossbow, he flips the fuck out. So people would quite often just be like, "Hey, bro, what kind of crossbow is that?" And they know full well that it's a longbow, and
Yes.
uh, yeah, he would just go absolutely nuts, and he would spend about 15 minutes talking about it. And
Well, that
although,
actually sounds entertaining.
I mean, to be fair, like it was, but then you start realizing this dude isn't healthy. Like
Okay.
there's a large amount of people in flat earth are diagnosably fucking insane. um like like not even in like a joking kind of, oh bro, you're crazy. Like I mean, like
Mm.
genuinely, I would not be surprised if they shot up a mall and then turned the gun on themselves, like
All right.
that kind of crazy.
Yeah,
um
right. That's a tall claim.
I mean, it's, yeah. I'm still trying to
This is
figure out
this
how to get my
this
fucking
isn't
cat picture back.
this isn't that guy who said who is he that guy who was talking like where he was getting really angry at the fly?
Yes, that's him.
That's him.
Yeah,
That's him.
yeah,
Yes, and he like his chat boxes are on his screen look like some sort of like Dungeons and Dragons type window, doesn't it?
yeah. Because all flat earthers like to feel like they're the main character in a fantasy novel.
Yeah. Oh man, I've never really watched any of his videos, but I have to admit, if I do come across it, I think I will ask about the crossbow.
Oh man, like I think he actually got banned from YouTube a couple months ago, and I
Oh
think
really?
that caused him to spiral even more.
Yes.
Um,
Well, that'll be similar to who was that guy? There was an Aussie guy who doesn't he drink his own piss or something like that.
I mean, you haven't narrowed that down at
Uh,
all. Like,
It was like a Carlos or something like that, or Carlo.
do you mean Santos?
Oh, Santos. Yes, Santos.
Santos Bonacci?
Yeah, Santos Bonacci. Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy.
he's a colourful character.
Very colourful. Yeah, so I don't have that sharp a memory for all those particular names and stuff like that. I mean, I find myself in arguments and not remembering some of the the names of scientific processes and stuff like that because I don't have that much space to remember all these things off my memory.
That's one of the reasons why I don't really do kind of voice or video debates, because I can trip over my words sometimes,
Yeah,
uh, and yeah, sometimes the recall just isn't what it used to be.
yeah, but I mean, like I sort of prefer to follow the pub test rule. So, like if you can if we can't talk to each other at like similar to like the way we would in a pub,
Mm,
and we can't come to some sort of understanding, then the whole conversation just doesn't pass the pub test as far as I'm concerned. Whenever
that's
I
true.
hear people like Alan and Shane, going off and saying, well, the sign of the hypotenuse of the ether drag, I'm going in the left and rotational clockwise shit. I just go, just shut the fuck up for 2 seconds, and actually just ask one question, please, and keep it 15 seconds or less.
Yeah, it's
Can't deal with it.
yeah, 100%. Totally agree. I'm kind of invested on trying to get my cat picture back now.
Oh,
Um,
well, it's okay. What does this one say? It says I can't even read it because it's on my
oh, because
phone. It
it's
says
reversed. It's
EOS webcam utility.
yeah. So I've got a Canon EOS DSLR, and I was
Okay.
trying to use that as my webcam, and I've been testing
Yes.
it out. It works, but it kind of times out after a while and goes and
Uh-huh.
just craps out, and the camera turns off. I think I need to change some settings. I'm still
Mm,
working it out. But
yeah.
my laptop webcam is absolute dog shit. So uh, it's so bad.
Mm.
It's not worth trying.
Tell me
Um,
something. Over in England, there, do they do any Is there any like globe meetups or like flat Earth meetups people go to or not? Or is
oh, did you not see that? Did you see that stream that Jaren and Austin went on, where they were kind of presenting to a room full of people, and there was no
oh
sound
yes,
like the first half hour?
yes,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was.
so. They were talking to a whole bunch of old people.
Yeah, yeah. It looked like they'd
Yes.
just kind of accidentally connected to a Weight Watchers meeting or something, and like it was
Wait,
crazy.
watching?
Like it was just fat old people. Like it was just a room full of fat old people. I mean, I'm like no offense at all. I mean, like yeah, but
It's
that
okay to be
genuine,
fat. Is that what you're trying to say?
that is what I'm trying to say. Like it doesn't have any bearing on someone's intelligence.
Well,
Um,
go Ricky, go Ricky. Ricky Lake will love everyone who's fat.
but that meetup um,
Yes.
was in, I think it was in Bournemouth, which is on the south
Okay.
coast, the same as me.
Yeah. But I mean, was it a globe or flat Earth meetup or was it a
Oh,
Weight Watchers meetup?
it was a flat Earth meetup,
Oh, okay.
and I only found out about it about an hour before it was going to happen. Otherwise, I might have had a drive down there. But
Well,
that was really
what's
funny.
Well, see. Another thing that's similar to that sort of happened where, wasn't it like last week or something like that, where Flat Earth Dave was lecturing to a whole bunch of college students.
Oh yeah, and then they were calling him out on his bullshit, and he was just spinning more bullshit to try and cover up his previous
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, man. Listening to his response was just damn right shameful. Like literally, everything he kind of talks about, he talks in a way where he basically just shoots down everything that they say and say, "Oh, nothing's possible" and stuff like that. So if everything's impossible in life, then we may as well just go and fucking sit down on the beach and just not feed ourselves and just pass away. Because I mean, yeah, we wouldn't get anything fucking done.
Mm,
People find ways to get things done, and he just seems to find ways to just not get things done.
yeah, like the thing is, as soon as flat earthers start getting things done, the grift starts falling apart. Um, like every time they, I mean, we've seen it countless times. Every time they got try and prove a flat Earth, they disprove a flat Earth. So they've just kind of mostly stopped trying because the more actual research they do, the less flat it gets.
Yeah, well, I like one of the comments that Karen B said one time before she tried to rip Solve's asshole out. She said, "We used to look up at the sky. We used to go out there and analyze it all the time, but what we discovered is that the sky matches the globe. So we stopped looking in the sky.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh,
It-
you get
yeah,
painted into a corner. Um, so like I don't know." How many times? So many times I've tried to ask. I've tried that like people. We talk about why does something things fall down, and like and they say you're not going to like it, but I'm going to say the G word, and they went, oh, you're going to say gravity, aren't you? And I
it's like
said,
yeah, because
that's right,
questions
I am
have
going to say
answers.
gravity.
Like it's not going to change from the last. Like facts remain facts.
Mm,
Like my explanation isn't going to change from the last time I gave it. Unlike flat Earth explanations.
yeah, but I do tend to find that a lot of the globe sort of debunkers and stuff like that, um, they all have very, very similar talking points. They all have the same knowledge. But I like to try. I like. I've got a couple of other things I like to talk about, which I don't see anyone bothering to talk about.
Like what?
Well, like for many times, I've watched absolutely nobody talk about the direction that sunsets happen in. I never see anyone actually talk about which direction sunsets happen.
Didn't
No one ever talks about it.
didn't Nathan Oakley do a? This was quite a while ago. I think it was actually before I kind of got involved in the conversation, and I saw it later. But I'm pretty sure he did a thing where he got people from all over the world to do some of that, and then
Okay.
once it didn't support the idea of flat, he wasn't interested, and
No, I
nothing
missed
ever
I missed that
became of it.
sort of stuff. I
Yeah,
miss that sort of stuff. What else do I like to talk about? Like I've got a couple of topics I want to talk about geocentrism these days. Because of what?
yeah. That I mean, I really like to concentrate on the flat thing because they like to switch. So as soon as they can't defend flat, they'll start switching to geocentric arguments, and I like to really keep them
Yeah.
focused on the flattened globe because they'll they see flat and geocentric as interchangeable. And
Mm.
I think if we start talking about geocentric too much, it kind of lets them off the hook.
Well, see, the thing is though, is that when you come into this space and start talking to people about flat Earth and stuff, you start realizing that they've got about 50 topics that they feel like talking about. You can't go out there and talk about one particular thing because then they'll bring up 49 other topics. And so you kind of have to have a little bit of experience in all. You have to have a little bit of experience in
Oh
geocentrism. You have to have a bit of experience in like the moon landings and stuff.
yeah,
There's so many things you have to learn.
but also I just think so. Like you said about moon landings, that as soon as they can't defend the idea of flat, they just jump straight to moon landings. It's like that has absolutely nothing to do with it. Like, I really try and stop them gish galloping. That's why flat
Yeah,
earthers hate me so much, because I won't let them gish gallop, and they hate that so much because they're so used to just spamming talking points and sound bites that they
yeah,
don't actually understand, and then moving on. But if you actually make them stick to a subject and see it through, oh man,
yes,
they just can't handle it. Like, I
yeah.
mean,
Answer one question and
like that,
answer it. Yeah,
smiley
straight
face
away.
dude in Telegram.
Yeah,
Um,
oh, yeah,
like
man, that
that,
guy's
it's just
wild.
meme after meme after meme, and you can't
Yes,
nail him down and get him to talk about one subject and actually see it through to the end. Because when
yeah,
they see a subject through to the end, that's that talking point gone, and they can't let
yes,
themselves do that, because otherwise you just chip away at their talking points until they've got
yes,
absolutely nothing left.
yes. For anyone who's watching, what we were just talking about right then is that in I think Jeranism's live chat, there is this particular character which has got like a smiley face for its name, and the only thing they post is really dumb lowbrow memes all the time, and you can't actually really engage him in a thought provoking way. He'll just post another meme.
Mm.
So he's a real waste of time.
Yeah, absolute waste of time.
Mm.
I mean, I say
Um,
that while I'm looking at my responses that I that I did to him, and yeah, absolute waste of fucking time.
what's this about? I put Mum Bakes Cakes back up on the stage.
Oh,
'Cause I haven't heard him just quite yet. Why don't I have 1,000 subs, Arwen? Okay, what's that all about? Please explain. Mum Bakes Cakes.
Yeah, that was in regards to what Crypto Roast was saying about Arwen
oh yeah.
What
early
did he
on.
say?
Because
Did he say, why do I have 1,000 subs or whatever?
why don't I have 1,000 subs? He was screaming at the on his channel saying, "Why don't I have 1,000 subs?"
Yeah, it's been memed quite a lot. He uh, he he would spend a lot of his streams begging for money, and he was trying to grow his channel in order to monetize it, and
Yeah.
he was growing at like 1 or 2 subscribers a month, and it was stressing him out so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
I
know
mean,
the
look,
feeling, don't you, Swallow?
well, that's it. My account doesn't grow. Mum Bakes Cakes account doesn't grow. We
Oh,
don't
neither
grow at
does
all.
mine. Like, but I don't really
Yeah,
make anything.
you've got like about 10 people or something. How many have you got?
Something like that. Like, the
Yeah, it's
main
pretty
reason
low.
why I upload
Mum
stuff to
Bakes Cakes.
YouTube is just so I
Have
can
you
link
subbed to
people.
Crypto Roast?
I'm not sure. I may have. I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe we need to get Mum Bakes Cakes to come and comment on the Crypto Roast one, because see, Crypto Roast has got a bunch of long range photography of like ships going over the water.
Well done.
So it's worthwhile getting that sort of stuff.
All right.
But yeah, see, the thing is, right? I figured that even if I went out and got 1,000 subs and stuff like that, it'd probably only give me like 50 cents anyway.
Yeah.
You give 50 cents a month,
If you're
and be
lucky.
like, oh, whoop-de-doo, I could go out there and
But it's
buy
the
some
super
chewing gum.
chats, which is how people make their money on YouTube. Really,
I'd
it's
say
not
so.
really the views. It's mainly the
Yes.
super chats.
Yes.
Just news that DP Debucks lives in Adelaide, and there's quite a few other people in Adelaide that do YouTube debunks. I'm thinking, well, I might, because I live in Adelaide, I'm thinking maybe we'll get together and do a beer or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, well, his follow count has been grown because he got a shout out from Toon.
Yeah. Well, again, he put the video about Steve and and Steve apparently paid him, so which is impressive.
Well, see that. Okay, so this is one of the things that I noticed from is you always hit the people who always seem to get the most amount of hits are the people who go on and directly complain about someone else. So they spend the
drama.
entire video whinging and moaning, oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this person's such a blah, 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 blah. Nobody's actually providing like good quality education at all. Everyone just complains about other people, and that's the whole thing. And that's one of the things which I kind of hate about what Creaky Binders or whatever. He never provides any education at all. The only
That's the
thing
same
he
for
does
Simon
is
Dan for me.
same for Simon and Dan.
Yeah, it's just lazy content.
Yeah, he's just sort of picking on people without actually providing. Well, I mean, the thing Simon and Dan sometimes does provide a little bit of education, but it does
It's
seem to
very
be
rare
like,
now.
I
Very
saw
rare
this
now.
person and this is why they're an idiot.
Yeah.
I think Bob the Science Guy does the best. Bob and again Professor Dave.
Bob Science Guy does do a lot of education content, no doubt about it. And I miss Wolfie 6020. He used to provide lots of sort of stuff like 4 years ago. He's started off like a lot recently.
I liked a lot of Critical Think's old videos.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, and also his newer videos as well. But just his content in general. But he had some really good videos. Like
he did the because there was a video about someone putting a level on 2 levels on a table, right? And they bolted them down, or they made them sure they were secure. And they took a picture of the horizon, and you could see when they squished it together using whatever paint program it was, you could see the curve, right? Which proved that the ocean is actually curved. And then Critical Think did something similar, and he also did the pipe experiment. He's done quite a few experiments, and the classic thing with Flatsoid is doing his weight experience, because Wolfie 6020 said, "Oh, here's a weight. The way is different in this particular location compared to this." And Flatsoid didn't get the whole thing. He said, "I have to calibrate my weight," but then you don't need to calibrate. You're not supposed to calibrate the bloody thing, because you're testing the weight in different locations. It just didn't get
Yeah,
it.
definitely. When you take the scales from one place to the next, you should always like reset it back so you don't get any good records. Fantastic. Oh, shit, I was going to say something. I went back into Critical Think's really old stuff, and he's got 1 or 2 videos back from a few years ago now, where I don't remember what he called himself. He called himself some sort of king of gravity or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Maybe I might have to search for it later. But he was talking about he pretended to be some sort of person. I don't really know what he was doing, man. He was saying all the most classic talking points and pretending to be stupid. He did a really good job, actually. It was pretty funny. And I wish we could see that guy again. We should get him back out again. He's funny.
Hey, Crypto, could you post the
I'm not
link
sure I've
to
seen
your
that
channel in the chat, please, so I can go click on it?
It's just CryptoRoast one word. Yeah, I'll try that now.
Is it
Oh,
at
and it's got an
Crypto
underscore.
Roast?
Yeah, and then _0. I'll post it. Hang on.
_0.
Yeah,
maybe
video.
someone Mum-Based Cakes. Do you mind going on a Critical Thinks video channel and can you see whether or not you can go to his older posts and see if you see him like dressing up in some sort of outfit or something like that?
I'll see if I can find it. Sure.
Yeah, there's some videos where you'll see, like, maybe go to his most popular, maybe click on the popular one, and it might come up as some of the most popular ones. You might be able to see it. He does something where I'm currently on the mobile phone right now, so I don't really have a lot of things on my fingertips. But if you have a look at that, you might be able to see him when he pretends to be like Captain Gravity or whatever the hell that is.
Is that from 3 years ago, or which time?
Probably 3 years ago. I don't know.
All right, I'll try to look.
Did you see his analysis of Flatsoid's 11 frames? That was good. That was about 3 years ago.
I have to admit, I don't really understand the 11 frame thing. I don't think I really have engrossed myself to figure out what that's all about yet.
Oh, it's super simple.
Okay.
Like, so Red's Rhetoric was recording a capsule coming back down that had been launched into space.
Mhm.
And Red's Rhetoric was so far away from it that it would splash down in the water beyond the horizon. And you can see the capsule coming down towards the horizon,
Yes.
and it goes behind the horizon, and
Yes.
for
And
11
then
frames.
splashes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so there's 11 frames from when it goes behind the horizon to when you see the splash.
Yes.
And Flatzoid removed, so before showing his audience, Flatzoid removed those frames so it looks like the splash begins as soon as it touches the horizon.
Yes.
So that was a big thing for a while, because obviously it's just outright lying. And
Yeah, that is outright lying.
and he tried to say that, no, I actually only removed 2 frames. It's like, why are you removing any frames? But
Yeah.
it turns out after Critical Think's video that it was actually 13 frames. But by that
Yep.
point, all the 11 frames memes were already circulating. So we just kind of stuck to 11 frames because,
Yes.
like,
I think I found it there, Swati. It's Critical Think, a message from President of Flattardia. Is that what you're talking about?
That's it. Yes, President of Flattardia. Before you, I don't even, because I'm on the phone, I don't even 100% know how to get you to invite things up. But there's another video. I can't remember who did it. Maybe that guy who's always catching shots of the moon. He recorded one of the rockets, the SpaceX rockets, coming down, going through the horizon, and then falling over and exploding behind the curve.
Right.
Yeah, like literally, they had one where it was up high on the pole, and they could see it go down, hit the ground, fall over sideways, and explode. Right, but this one shows it dip behind the thing, and then you see no rocket, and then suddenly flames come up. So it's like completely behind everything. Okay, I don't know how to do this. How do I? Can you? Are you able to click like some sort of
share.
Yeah? How do you do that?
I've done
yeah,
it
so
already on my side.
if you click present, then it should kind of ask
Oh, here we go.
permission.
Add to stage. Okay, here you go. All right. So I'll let you play. Yes, I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it. This is really good. I have to admit, he's done a really good job with this.
Welcome.
Sorry.
My name is Moronic Conspiraci, and people call me Moron for short. I am the new president of the country that is now being referred to as Flattardia. Yes, we have renamed the country as this great flat land, Flattardia. I have seized control from the globe heads who used to run this country in a global way, that they refuse to listen to me. Yes, they would not listen, they would not watch all the YouTube video. No, I said all the time, stop the lies, stop the lies, wake up. But no, they just call me stupid. So, for the good of the country, I had to put in a global thing a big ball. I put the ball on top of the tallest building, and we rolled the ball over the edge of the building, and we let the density do its work. Oh, and the stupid
density.
gravity God could not save them. Which just goes to prove the earth is flat. Yes. So, I am a reasonable man. And so I give them 1 week to go out of the country if they want to believe Globe. And it is now 48 hours, and I think I will close the borders. Yes, I think we lose too many engineers, scientists, mathematicians. They all want to go. So I close the borders. And instead, I have introduced the re-education program. Yes, re-education for the globe earthers. Now, they will be forced to watch many flat earth video on YouTube. And this will be so painful for them, they will repent. Yes, indeed. We will win their minds. And for all the others, we also have introduced the voluntary induction program. Yes, in this voluntary induction program, you will be voluntarily watching 40 hours of YouTube video about the flat earth. And in our generous capacity, in I should say my generous capacity as head of state, yes, I will give to every person who watches the video a P900 so that you can do your own experiment. Yes, this very good experiment, like you can zoom in on the little boats underwater and then you can say, oh, where the curve? Oh, yes. And then you can measure the distance to the moon. Yes, that's right. You just point the camera at the moon. You zoom in and you say, look, see how close the moon is? Ah, yes, very good. And I must say, we are going to be the flat earth center of the world. Yes, indeed. The flat earth conference is going to be here. We are going to have flat earth conference. Many flat earthers from all over the globe will come to the conference. Yes, indeed. We will have fun with many videos and talks and lots of interesting things that are all flat. Yes. And I must say, we have plans now for the Flat Earth University. Yes, we will have the science and everything that will make the earth look very flat. Yes. So people now, the flat earth people now will have a place. They will have a place to study and answer all the questions that the stupid globe headers, they just all ask all the time stupid questions, don't they know the earth is flat? So we have now, I'm going to get some, I will have some very notable people at the university. And one of them shall be Jaran, yes. Jaran is very good. He make up a very good experiment. And he has all of the mathematics and everything worked out, so the answer is always flat. Yes, very good. And in the head, I think we will have the propaganda department. And the right person for the job, I think, should be Mr. Marble. Oh, he's so good, is Mr. Marble. There's this demarbled guy, he can say a lot of things. And everybody just say, oh, good work, Mr. Marble. Yeah, very good. I like what you say. And so you could even fill all his marbles into his mouth. And you could make him talk underwater. And everybody would still say, oh, very good, Mr. Marble. I hear you. Yes, everything you say makes perfect sense. Yes. So Mr. Marble will be very good in the propaganda department. Oh, so now we are going to have a all new science now. Yes, because all the current science is no good. It's no good. We will give away all the science books to the fire. Yes, we will give away the science books into the fire because it is all wrong. And Mr. fucking word knows it's all wrong, so he can come here and he will be head of our pseudoscience department and he will write the new science books. Yes, indeed. He knows everything. He's the smartest man on the globe. And everybody else know nothing. Anyway, We can. Now, just let me check my notes. Sorry, the teleprompter person, he's gone now, and I have trouble reading the notes. Oh, yes. Never mind. I know the flat earthers, they know how to do YouTube, so we're all good. Yes. So now we are going to become the world champion frisbee throwers. Oh, yes. And we will practice the frisbee and even discus and maybe become world champion ice hockey. Yes. And now there will be, of course, no football. No, sorry. This ball is very round and we will not be allowed to have football. And there is this game is called rugby. Now the ball is not quite round, but I don't know. I have decided that we can play rugby as long as the ball is flat. You can play with a flat ball. Okay, we have that sorted out. And now you must know that our favorite food is pizza. Yes, we all love pizza here in Flatadia. And there will be no rebels or oranges. No. These things are very bad. So you can remember now, with sports, everything flat, nothing round. It's all very easy to remember. And with food, same thing, flat bread, okay. Everything round, not okay. Very easy. Thank you. Now we will talk about something else. And we must address this problem. The problem of the globe heads who make this stupid video. We will not allow these videos in Flatadia. We will not let the globe heads interfere with our university studies. No, we will make many YouTube videos about the flat earth. And then their videos, they will be banned. We will ban the global people, the globe head video. And we have many globe heads who will become public enemies of the state. Yes, indeed, you will be enemies of the state. You will be tried for treason should you set foot on our Flatadia shores. Yes, indeed. Then we have people like Wolfie Gozo and Greater Serpent Head and many others that I do not wish to name right here. Already, we don't want to know anything about you. Okay. Hot for the flatters, yes. Everybody welcome. We have everything flat here. We do all the science. We have the conference. Everything you flat earth people like to have. Indeed. So why don't you come to Flatadia? We will make you welcome and everybody will have a good flat time. Thank you.
Classic.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
that's brilliant. That I think that one. I was thinking, do I watch the whole thing? Yes, I think we should, because there's no moments in that where realistically it's not worth watching any moments. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
again,
not a
he
good time
mentioned
to cut it.
he mentioned D Marble. I'm not sure if he's around anymore. You also mentioned about the Flat Earth University, and I think MC Toon today mentioned he got the book from the Flat Earth University. He signed up for it. So, yes. Oh dear. Go on.
Oh, did you say Jaren got the book?
No, MC Toon.
Oh, okay. Because apparently Alonso got Jaren's address somehow and sent him stuff like books and stuff, and Jaren was quite pissed about that.
Well, you know, his address was being public, not knowledge when he was released on Dave's app.
Yeah.
Hey, Bakes Cakes. Did you see Toon's live stream the other day where everyone was going in and attacking Witsit's chat room?
It was epic.
Oh yeah. Did you get on Witsid's chat and attack him as well?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know what. Well, didn't know it was on. Well, I saw it was being played. I didn't particularly want to give him views and give him anything like that. But yeah, but I just watched the stream and just laughed. It was epic.
Yeah, well, I got both my YouTube accounts blocked on Witsid's channel. So my Swiler GE and also my Swiler regular. I was on there, asking, making dumb things. Like I made one comment saying, "Is Flat Earth Dave a potato? Yes or no?" And I had another one where I said something like, Dave, there seems to be someone at my front door with a gun. What should I do? What should I do? Please report back. So I got blocked for that. So yeah.
Just goes to show you, like that. Like, I mean, I think Dave was in the moderating heavily on that stream. I think he teamed up with Witsit behind, because he's him and Jaron have departed ways. Jaron's gone globe, and Witsit's remained a flatterer even though he's been down there. So what do you do?
Witsit does not look well.
Sorry, say that again.
Sorry, I was going to say, yeah, Witsit does not look well.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Like, yeah, I mean, he looked either really fucking drunk or something else. I don't know. But either way, I don't really care. Like, people can do what they want. But like he, yeah, you can tell after Final Experiment, it's taken its toll on him a lot. Like the backlash from the Flat Earth community and him having to kind of do this juggling act. Like, for example, you've got Dave as a mod in his chat, and Dave is saying the thing was fucking fake, whilst Witsit is there explaining that it's not fake. And you've got Dave moderating his chat. It just makes no sense. Like, it's just this weird disconnect where it's cognitive dissonance. Like, where he's totally cool with being around this person who's essentially feeding the lie that it didn't happen, whilst he's in a stream explaining why those people are fucking dumb. Like, it's really weird.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I find it very, very strange. I mean, I obviously have recently gone on to Discord and stuff like that, and I interacted with him a few times, and sometimes I went back there hours later and I go and have him to listen, and he's still there talking. I'm like, fuck, he must be just like lying on the couch for like 8 hours, 12 hours, like not doing anything and just interacting with people who've got questions for him, like non-stop. It's just a time drag.
Toon said when they were in Antarctica that there were times when Witsit would fall asleep and he would still be like, you could see his phone and with his earbud in his ear, and he'd be asleep, like listening to Discord. I mean, that's just it's addiction.
Yeah, that's well, he's getting indoctrinated while he's having a nap, eh?
Yeah, it's like
by
just
his
being
friends.
pumped into his brain.
Mm.
It's mad.
What's going on? What's going on here, Professor Bell? Oh my God, a talking pussy. Is Earth turning flat? What's the talking pussy? What are you talking about? Oh, I see. Because you've got a cat picture.
I was going to say, you have to come up here and explain yourself, Phil.
Well, that's it. But I saw the Professor Bell was in Vlad's chat earlier, and Vlad was like, "Oh, you're not going to get up here when you're talking dirty in the chat and all that sort of stuff." I was like, honestly, Professor Bell, when are you going to jump on Vlad's chat and interact with him? Because I think he needs some, teacher's lessons. He needs to be taught.
Need to give him some of that Shane treatment you gave him a couple of years ago, Phil. That was glorious. Sometimes if there's nothing to listen to or nothing to watch, I'll just put that old stream on. Just I think that was the beginning of Shane's kind of villain arc. It's it's literally the point where he went from being somewhat okay to going full toxic because Phil made him realize he doesn't know a fucking thing.
Hold on, wait, sorry, can you just give me a reference on who you said Shane? You're talking about Shane St. Pierre? Who are you talking about?
Yeah. So this was, I think it was on Toon's channel.
Okay.
Toon moderated the debate between
Yes.
Phil and Shane,
Yes.
and yeah, maybe Phil can give me a more accurate time, but I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago. And oh man, it's just magic. Like Phil, like
I think I need to hear this one.
You do.
If
It's
Professor
fantastic.
Bell can write a comment in this video or something and send it, I'll watch it later and stuff like that. But
I have it on my Flat Earth is Dumb playlist. Hang on a second.
yeah, I mean, I want to talk to Shane, man, because every single time I comment to him, he actually kind of ignores me a lot. So I think that he knows he knows that I'm talking honestly. So go on.
No, sorry, I was going to say Shane's blocked me everywhere because back before Final Experiment, he was fairly certain the sun was going to set.
Yes.
And I kept on because he makes such a big deal out of the fact that he can use Flat Earth to make predictions. So I was asking him for the prediction of sunset times in Antarctica in December, and he ran every time. And he blocked me on Twitter. He blocked me on Telegram. He's blocked me everywhere. But it's quite funny because when you block someone on Telegram, you can still talk to them in public chat.
Oh yes.
The block has no effect on public chats. It just stops you DMing them.
Yes.
So I'd be constantly replying to him, and he thinks like he was like pretending that he couldn't see it, and I was like, dude, everyone can see that you can see what I'm saying. It was really funny. It was really funny.
Yeah. At one point in time, he had me blocked as well because I kept on posting a picture where I had my bucket hat on a bunch of English hooligans who were like kicking the living shit out of a dude on the ground, and he blocked me for that. But then after I chatted in one of the spaces, he ended up started following me. Yeah, literally, he unblocked me and then started following me, and I kept on getting him to follow, and he kept on refollowing me.
Smile, I've got part 2 of that flat out from Critical Think, the president of Flat Earth.
How many minutes is it?
It is 7 minutes.
Okay, and how long was the first one? About 15?
That's 10 minutes.
Yeah,
10 minutes. It's your call whether or not you think it's short enough. I don't obviously want to tie up too much of other people's space, but I mean I certainly think it's worthwhile sharing. But I mean if we want to keep it 6 minutes, sure, we can do that. I would like to see if Professor Phil Bell would be able to I don't know if the video has to end first before he can stick it in my comments or something like that. But certainly, if anyone wants to share, you could probably even send it in. Yeah, Phil's debate was absolutely fantastic. Okay, well, can you also maybe comment that into my Telegram as well, or like leave it in the chat after this live is done?
Yeah, I'll put it in Telegram now.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Bakes Cakes. If you want to, there's got to be an easier way to say your name, man. Shall I just call you Cakes instead?
Yeah, I've been going for Cakes because
it's too many damn words.
I can't call him Mum.
Yes, he's not a mum.
Cakes is a bit long.
His pronouns are cake and bake.
Well, again, it's whatever you decide, it's fine. I mean, it's a good. It's been pretty good name to choose, but yeah, no problem to play it.
Yeah, if you want to, sorry. Go on there. Why did it all gone dark? Bloody thing. Did you want to go and put it into the share thing? Because one of the things I did notice, right, is it came up in the participants, but it's not showing right now. So are you able to offer the video on your live? And I'll see if it turns up in participants.
Hold on. We should.
Whatever you did before, it worked.
Well, I'm doing it now.
There we go. My mumba. Yep. See, this is what's weird. It says my mumba. Okay, it's going to come up on stage. So yeah, if you want to test the sound out. Yep,
Is that working?
it's working. I'll go silent.
Gentlemen, is a Presidente Moronic Contracci here again. And we have some very, very good news from the land of Lataria today. Oh, yes, I'm sure everybody has heard of the good news. The good news are the polar flight, the 2018 polar flight. It's turned out that it was somehow a scam. But you should know that it was no accident. Oh, no. The secret agents of Flatadia have organized something with this flight, knowing that these stupid globe heads would want to go on this stupid flight. It cannot happen. Oh, and the greater serpent, he wanted me go to buy the ticket, and there is no flight. And the propaganda department of Flatadia, that's with Mr. Marble. He making the video. He having a very fun time with that video. Oh yes. Anyway, so today we Flatadians, we are rejoicing indeed. Rejoice very, very much. Now I want to tell you. Here in Flatadia, we know that it is flat. Everything is flat. And I want to show you very simple reasons why it has to be. There's flatness. Okay, you know the earth must be flat because you see you have a plate. Yeah, if you try to pour water into the plate, you can see the water stays in the plate. Yes, indeed. So if you try to pour water on the globe, you watch what happen. All the water go off the globe. See, very, very easy. Water cannot stick to the globe. And especially when the globe is rotating, it's very, very fast. You watch this. Oh, look how you think the water can stay on the globe.
Oh, that's classic. That's absolutely awesome.
You silly globe heads. It's a flat.
I haven't seen these.
And you must know that we have now officially launched the official Flatadia balloon force. We have many balloons strictly for defense of the country, the wonderful flat country that is known as Flatadia. Yes, and Wolfie Gonzo, if you should happen to come nearby to Flatadia, yes, our balloon force will take you down. There will be no chance for you. So you must know, we like everything flat here. And we make sure that everybody can see the flatness. So everybody has been issued with one very simple flat earth measuring instrument, which is, of course, the spirit level. Yes, you can take your spirit level everywhere you go to remind everywhere you go that it is flat. no matter how many miles you take your spirit level, it always measure flat. Very good proof, flat Earth, yes. So, and don't forget, all you lucky people who have the P900 camera, don't forget, you can measure. Oh, sorry, I get tongue-tied. Oh. But you can measure the distance to the moon. Remember, you just point the camera at a building over there and you say, oh, look how big the building. And then you point your camera at the moon and you say, oh, look at the moon. It's very much like the building. And the moon is very close. Oh, yes, indeed. And you can use to make sure there is no curve. Yes, very, very easy to use to make sure there is no curve. You pick the small boat you cannot see, and you point your camera at the boat, and you zoom in, and the boat you can see again. Some stupid globeheads, they think that you can see the ship go over the curve. Oh, that's so stupid. Anyway, in the Plataria, we are celebrate everything flat. And for this week, we celebrate flatulence. Yes, everything flat, and everybody can eat the baked beans.
Yeah, that's good.
Legumes, yes, make everything. Yes, well, flatulence, you know. Oh. Dimitri, can you make sure?
Oh, dude, this is the best.
Okay.
This is his best work, no doubt about it.
Don't dream. Oh, hey, oh, very, very good. Oh my goodness me. Now, what's that? What's happening? Oh, Dimitri, what's happening? Oh, Wolfie is coming. Launch Steven Ulfos. Launch everything now. Oh.
Dear, that was fun.
That one was the best one. That one was really, really awesome. I have to admit, when he is at his most cringiest, that's actually the best part.
Yeah.
So the more cringe he can get is fantastic. If he could keep on doing that, that'd be great.
What I really enjoyed was the mixture of accents that I picked out there.
Really?
He kind of drifted between Indian, Australian, Italian, some kind of Middle Eastern, then like almost a bit Russian at times as well. It was fascinating.
I kind of did that in the. Do you remember the one where I did the video where I was trying to pretend to be the guy who always puts his lights on the dome? I was trying my best to be like, Louisiana, like sort of southern accent, and I kept on falling back to Australian.
Do you mean Hanvey?
But, yeah, when I was trying to do Joe Hamby, I was trying my best to be like real, like Alabama, sort of Louisiana, and I kept falling. Whenever I took a bit more faster, I went back to Australian again, and then I'd go back to American again.
And one thing I don't understand about Joe, he's got telescopes in his room.
Yes,
boggles my mind.
Yeah.
He probably. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's taking pictures of stars and stuff like that. But I mean, if he understands, maybe I don't know. There are some guys like that Mikey guy. He keeps on taking images of Sirius, but I think he keeps on doing it with a P1000. So it's like,
he did it with binoculars.
He did with what?
Binoculars.
Opulence.
Binoculars.
Oh, binoculars. Well, what's the thing? Why don't you do it with binoculars? Binoculars probably got the worst zoom ever.
Oh, he's got these huge binoculars, though. He did
Oh.
it with. I mean, they're freaking enormous.
Okay.
I've never seen binoculars that big.
Well, I actually went back probably about 1 or 2 years ago where McToon had Mikey on the channel. And I saw that scene, and I don't know if you guys have seen this one before, but there's a scene where someone in the chats was saying, how come the guy doesn't even understand what 5 times 6 is or something like that? And then he just went fucking off tap and was basically saying, well, they're picking on my learning disability. I'm like, what? Okay, well, it's the first time we've ever heard of this. And then he just went completely mental, saying he was going to go out there and like find some person's house and go and kill him. Do you know anything about that one?
No, I do know. I may have heard of that one, but yeah, when you question them, there, I mean, not everybody is that intelligent or goes to school or anything like that. Like myself, I didn't go to university, but we still can figure out, you know, that the world we live on is a globe. It's not rocket science. But yeah,
I do recommend this one. If you can go on Toon's channel and look for a live interaction with Mikey.
Okay, that's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
The thing is, Mikey's another one of those people who I don't like to interact with because I think, kind of like Arwin, where I feel like if anything happened where they did absolutely flip out and did something awful, there would be a slight thing in the back of my mind thinking, shit, did I contribute to his downward spiral?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah, always in the back of my mind when I'm talking to certain flat earthers, the ones that seem genuinely fucking nuts.
Okay.
So, for example, people like Shane or Witsit or someone like that, they can take it because they don't have that issue that people like Mikey, Arwin, Santos, people like that have, you know. There's a line that separates those two people, and I mean that line is insanity. And although I think almost all flat earthers are a little bit insane, because you kind of have to be able to suspend your disbelief to such a degree that you think the earth is flat, but there are some flat earthers who I genuinely kind of worry about, like as being harmful to the people around them.
Well, you're right there, CryptoRoast. I mean, we've got they're so close to the edge in the believe just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, especially when they got, you know, they disencharge their family and friends and go complete rabbit hole, which they, you know, everyone tells them, you know, it's not a flat globe, but they see all these videos from whoever, an Eric Bay or whatever, and they get convinced about this stupid idea about the Earth being a flat surface. When you ask them simple questions like, "Where does the sun go at night?" and they go, "Just answer the simplest things," and they can't answer it. They'll give you no evidence. It's been like this for the last 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, when they tell you to do your own research, they don't mean go and do actual research. They mean go and watch countless hours of debate videos.
Yeah.
Because anyone
you gotta watch 16 days worth of videos on Flat Earth Dave's app.
Oh yes, that will do the job. That will convince anyone.
Well, but I know CT's doing that right now, trying to go through and get his.
Yeah, he's almost at the end of it, isn't he? That was quite entertaining. Although I did email to claim that Bitcoin about a year ago. I got no reply, obviously, so I emailed again and the email bounced. So I think he blocked my account.
No, because apparently you're not the only one. When he was told about his app being faulty, people were trying to email him, and his email bounced 4 times, so it didn't exist in the first place.
Oh no! So this was a different email account. So it went through. So that's the support email on his
App.
No, so it's the support email that's listed on the Play Store and the
Oh.
Apple Store.
Mhm.
But the actual one to contact him to claim your Bitcoin, that email address works. But yeah, if you email it twice, you'll quickly realize that your email account's been blocked.
All right. But it's again, it's a fake challenge anyway. He's going
Yeah,
to
like they all
deny
are.
it. Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad to say that I actually have some of Jaren's Bitcoin in my wallet.
Yeah, that's a flex. That is.
Yes. Yeah, I it's still sitting there right now. I got to figure out what to do with it. But I figure I got to probably spend it before the financial year sort of rolls around. So I got about 1 year until I sell it. Well, I'm not going to sell it probably. I'll probably just go and buy pizzas with it.
But you won it though, so it was a bet. Like, do you pay tax on gambling in Australia?
No.
I actually have no idea about this particular instance, but
Because here in
because
the UK,
it's in my
gambling.
spending, well, I just want to blow it away.
Yeah, true.
No, you don't get taxed on any gambling here at CryptoRoast.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Like, I was quite surprised to hear in America, they're taxed on any kind of gambling winnings. Like, even if they win the lottery, they get like 50% tax on it.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah.
It's mad.
But if once that money's in your bank account, that's a different story. Yeah.
Well, see, because I spent it out of my spending wallet, I tend to sort of try to flush my spending wallet out every year. So most of the coins which are in there do not last more than 12 months, and that's specifically just to make sure that it's constantly circulated.
Mm.
And so that's just my, avoidance to have to worry about, because if I hold it for bloody 5 years, I'm going to have to go out there and figure out how to bloody calculate how much gain I've made off it. So I just rather just
No, you don't.
tuck
Don't
it
worry
off.
about it. Taxman will never find you. Don't worry.
Hey, we do actually have three people watching now. I'm wondering if anyone else wants to come up. If anyone else wants to come up, I think the link is still in the chat. Do not click on the one that's in the info box, because that's some sort of like referral code for this account. So I just don't know what to do with that.
I can't remember the last time I had a spending wallet. I think it might have been around the time Silk Road was around. I just don't spend. I'm a hoarder.
So what do you think about now that the Silk Road guy got out? Well, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, good on him. I mean, the thing is, one of the things that they tried to get him on was like ordering a hit on someone, and the thing is, the FBI spent like a year or two trying to turn him into a paranoid mess, and then floated the idea to him of ordering a hit. Like, it's just such bullshit. And then you get people online. Like, I was talking to someone online, and they were like, "Oh yeah, but they were selling organs and stuff." And I'm like, where did you read this? Like, I went on that website quite frequently back in the day, and not once did I see any fucking organs being sold. Like, yeah, it's just mental. It's just mental. Like, the amount of media spin that's been added to it. I mean, don't get me wrong. He might be a total prick in real life. Like, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, he allowed me to get weed delivered to my door. So, I mean, he's a hero in my book.
I guess that's fair enough. Yeah, I'm personally not fazed about it. I wasn't even 100% sure if it would happen, but it did end up happening. So there you go. I was a bit shocked.
I mean, it sets quite a funny precedent, though, doesn't it? Like, I mean, I wonder if the next person that starts up a similar marketplace is just going to be left to get on with it.
I don't know. I don't really think so. But isn't there another Silk Road 2.0 already still out there?
Oh, there's loads. Like there was one a couple of years ago called Dream Market. There was, like they pop up all the time. But yeah, I mean, I haven't dealt with anything like, because it was such a novelty back in like 2014. Like, I mean, yeah, that feels like another life ago. I mean, it's over 10 years ago now.
Is that what got you into it?
Yeah, yeah, it was. I didn't see Bitcoin as any kind of an investment or something. It was just a way. It was just weed tokens. Like that was pretty much what it was back then. I had no intention of hanging on to any or anything like that. But the first exchange I used was what was it called? I think it was called BitBargain. No, not BitBargain. It was shit. I can't remember. Oh no, it was Local Bitcoins. So this was back in the day when you could go on Local Bitcoins and you could arrange to meet someone in person to pay cash for Bitcoin, and they would stand there with you and transfer the Bitcoin. Yeah, old school. That was before we had.
Sahal, just to interrupt you, Sahal, I found the video with Mikey Squith where he starts and swears off at people on the channel. I can play that, but if you want, but it has some strong language in it.
It wouldn't be Mikey if he didn't have strong language.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you it's up to you guys. I mean, if you want, if you forward it to the part where he flips out. But
yeah,
I mean, I'd rather to some regard, I'd rather just people just watch it themselves. See, I don't necessarily want to go out there and just broadcast him having a bloody breakdown, because it was obviously an embarrassing moment for him.
Yeah. Well, I'll post a link in the chat then. How about that?
Cool.
If you want.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So I never really dealt with Local Bitcoins much at all, but I'm actually kind of semi friends with Bitcoin Babe from Australia. Do you know her at all?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really too into the community. It's just kind of Bitcoin kind of is what it is. It does its thing. It doesn't give a fuck about anything. It just does what it does. And I used to watch a lot of like content creators around it, and then I was just like, I just don't care. Like, I mean, yeah, like I wouldn't watch a content creator just talk about gold constantly. So I'm not going to watch someone talk about digital gold constantly.
Yeah, I remember some of the channels that I used to watch back in 2018 and stuff like that. And I go back to check out what they've done now, and some of them have just stopped. Some of them have gone completely fucking mental. Like there was at one point in time, Ivan on Tech used to be like pretty humble. Sometimes you could actually watch him and like he would actually talk about something decent, and then he would start going live, and then he started doing it every single day, and then he started cutting his hair and greasing up his face, and I don't bloody know. He just turned into a freak show. And now all he just talks about is telling people how to go and buy the latest meme coin. It's just a fucking mess. Back in the good old days, back when I was watching, we were just talking about how blockchain works. God. But no, the thing was so Bitcoin Babe, she's a chick from Sydney, and she kind of gotten a bit of a name for herself by doing Local Bitcoins or some of that trading stuff. And she's told me a few stories where sometimes she would get people who would order to buy Bitcoins to something like that. And sometimes some people, there was one particular guy who he didn't turn up on site. And she was waiting around for ages and stuff like that, trying to wait for him to turn up. And whoever went to drive her to the location pulled into the car park and basically saw a dude sitting in his car, looking straight at her, and he was like yanking himself off. And so I think that he may have actually just simply tried to invite her there so he could actually just, have her on site and just wank to her or something like that. That's it. Bit freaky.
Yeah. Do you remember a guy called Cedric Dahl?
No.
He was around quite a while ago. This was like 2016, 2017. He was like an early investor. And he ended up getting super, super rich, and he bought Ethereum at their ICO and stuff, and he did very, very well for himself. But
Sorry,
with that,
I
he
don't.
started
Did I
becoming
just fall off
extremely
stage?
No, you're here.
Hello, did I just fall off stage?
No, you're here.
No, but was I off stage just 2 seconds ago?
No.
No, I don't think so.
See, I pressed the one button to check something in the private chat, and when I went back to go, I had to go through the whole rigmarole of getting on stage again.
No.
No, you never dropped.
I missed the last 10 seconds. What were you talking about?
Because you were talking about like Bitcoin and crypto.
Yes.
Content creators, and there was one called Cedric Dahl, and he was really big for quite a long time, and he's actually the reason why I bought a fair amount of Ethereum,
Okay.
like really quite early on, and
Like back when it was $5.
60 I think I got in.
Okay, sure.
Well, it was between 40 and 80 is where I bought the majority.
Uh-huh.
But he got very, very rich. He never really publicized much about how much he was making, but he started getting extremely paranoid,
Okay.
because obviously he used to talk a lot about obviously the security of Bitcoin, and then on the flip, so obviously you've got things like 51% attacks against Bitcoin, which is impossible now, but he started talking about the $5 wrench attack, where like
Yeah.
the Bitcoin network can be as secure as you want, but it's not going to stop someone busting through your door, tying you to a chair, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he started getting extremely paranoid, and he just wiped his online presence pretty much completely.
Okay.
And then the last I heard from him was he was buying lots of guns.
Really? That goes a couple of steps too far.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a priority. I mean, I could just like this is the primary reason why what you're looking at right now is basically my photo of me with a bucket on my head. It's not because I'm ugly or anything like that, because I'm good looking, but it's mainly because I've kept my barrier. You can hear my voice. Sometimes I'll do dances so you can kind of see what I somewhat look like, but I've kept it as a name, and I've kept it as a mantra, and that's about as far as I'm going to take it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I've always been quite a private person, but there comes a point where, like I say, when Jaren demanded that I send a video of myself, I was just like, well, what am I gonna? And he was kind of goading me. He was like, "Come on, man, don't go out like this. I'm gonna ban you if you don't send a video." So I was like, "Fuck, I kind of have to now."
So is this in his Telegram chat?
Yeah, this was way back. This was like 5 months ago.
Okay.
And at that
And
point, I've been talking to him for quite a while.
is this because in the chat you're always pretty you are kind of aggressive with trying to get people to tell the truth?
Well, apparently there was one thing in particular that I said, which was exactly the same thing as something that Ruhif once said.
Right.
And it flagged up his suspicions.
Okay.
And yes, I just sent him a video of me waving at the camera saying, "Hi, Jaren, is this good enough?" And he was like, "Fine, you can stay."
Yeah, right.
But then since then, we've gotten like a house on fire. I talk to Jaren quite regularly.
Did you notice that? Did you notice that that he put Ruhif on the mods? So
Yeah,
now
that's quite common.
Ruhif can now be the moderator.
Yeah, so
So if Ruhif creates any globe Earth app which leaks data, we can attack Jaren's chat all day long and attack Ruhif.
quite a lot of content creators do that, where they give people on the other side of the debate mod. So I think both FTFE and Toon have some flat earthers as mods.
Yeah.
On their channels, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, apparently a few of you guys have got spanners. I know that Mum Bakes Cake's got a spanner, and you got a spanner as well. So Professor Phil Bell seems to have a spanner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a moderator on Melodome's channel.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm a moderator on FTFE's channel.
You finally got a spanner. I mean, I've been asking FTT to get a spanner there, and you finally gave me one.
Oh man, FTFE hands spanners out like they're nothing. It kind of loses its bragging rights, really. Like in FTFE streams, you can see more spanners than not. Like it's pretty crazy.
I never really had one, anyway.
You know, I don't think I'd really want a spanner, to be honest, because I don't really want the power to be able to go and turn someone's dial off.
Oh yeah, for sure. I never use that ability.
No.
The only thing that it's useful for is that it lets you like post stuff in chat, so like post links and stuff in the chat. And
that'd be alright.
That's obviously really handy when you want to share stuff. So like, for example, now if you told me to share my channel name in the chat,
yes,
like you did earlier, I wouldn't have been able to do that just as a normal member. It would have just blocked it because it doesn't like. Yeah, but now I have a spanner. It's like I'm trusted.
Yep. Hey, I kind of wonder whether or not Golden Skeptic is still in the space listening to us, because if Golden Skeptic is, we can probably answer maybe a basic form of some of your questions, I guess. So yeah, certainly like to answer that question if you want.
Yeah, I'll take a crack at it as well. But first of all, I want to know where in Wales, because I absolutely love Wales.
You know, I've never been to Wales actually, but I mean, I think that's to be expected.
The last time I was in Wales, I camped on the west face of a mountain and almost died.
What?
But Wales has some great mountains. So you've got Mount Snowdon, for example, where they claim that you can see the Alps from Mount Snowdon. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah. But near there's some other mountains, and I camped on it, and it was the most horrific weather ever. I'll send you the video on Telegram sometime. It was terrible, but it was also really fun. But Golden Skeptic, Bitcoin is digital gold, and what I like about it is that if I was to load up a suitcase full of gold and try and travel across, so just say I wanted to fly to America and take my money with me, if I had that in gold or cash or anything like that, I'm not getting that through the airport. Whereas I can stick my Bitcoin, well, to be fair, all I have to do is remember 12 words and I can recover my Bitcoin anywhere on Earth. So I can take my money anywhere. Nobody can tell me what I can do with it. And it is deflationary as well. So
yeah, so if CryptoRoast is in the UK, right, and he can go out there and write down 12 words on a piece of paper or in the back of a like a like a romance novel or something like that. Just fucking stick it in his box. He can fly over here to Australia, open up the novel, input those 12 words into a wallet that's on his phone, and all of those coins that are inside that wallet he'll be able to see automatically, because it will just ask the internet how many coins is in that particular wallet, and they would just populate.
And those 12 words translate to a private key. So it comes down to the cryptography of it. But like you can just remember the private key if you want, but the mnemonic, so the 12 words, is a little bit easier. Or if you wanted to take all of that across the world, you could stick it all on a ledger, lube up the ledger, and shove it up your bum.
Yes, you could shove it at your bum. I think the way I would like to probably portray Bitcoin, to not say the digital gold one, right? Let's say let's start out with the Satoshi computer, right? So you have a computer and you upload a program on your computer and you run it. Now that computer collects information and then it writes it into a file, and then it sends that file to other people who run the same program in a computer. And so that file is duplicated on, let's say, five computers around the world. And then with time, that same file can be transferred to 10,000 computers all around the world. Well, if you go all the way around the world, if you fly from the UK to Australia and you open up a computer and you start running that program, you'll receive that file and be able to see the same data that the other 10,000 people can read. And that data has a receipt, which basically says, CryptoRoast paid Swala X amount of Bitcoin, and here's his signature. And then you just import that in with the 12 words that CryptoRoast was talking about before, and I can say, please spend it again. And so I can send it back to CryptoRoast, and he can receive the Bitcoin that I received from him earlier. And that's all it is. We're just transferring like paper receipts to each other with a signature tied to the end, and that's it. So you're basically collecting. It's basically transferred data. It's like a very small amount of bytes of information. So it goes through the internet like a flash of lightning, and then that's it. It can transfer from my wallet in Australia to his wallet in the UK, and he can get paid like without going through banks. That's all it really is.
Yeah, it's
okay. What is the currency valued on? Okay, so everybody goes to an exchange which might be in your own country, but there's Australian exchanges, there's English exchanges, right? And at those exchanges, people will put those people will put their own coins onto that exchange, and they'll try to sell them, right? And you'll try to sell it for Aussie dollars. And so if someone says, I'm going to pay you, 120,000 Aussie dollars for one Bitcoin, you go, okay, that's a fair trade, and you swap. They get the dollars, you get the Bitcoin, and then you take it into your wallet. Now, when that trade happens, that's how the price is defined. So if more people want to buy it, the price can rise from $120,000 to $140,000. Or if everyone hates Bitcoin and they all want to sell it as fast as possible, it'll drop down to $80,000. And that's how the price is aggregated.
I think his main question is probably what actually gives it the value itself. As in,
we do.
Yeah, no, but the utility of it is ultimately what gives it the value. So
yes, well, the question again is, so what decides what Bitcoin is worth in the beginning? We do. We define it. So the first transaction was the 10,000 Bitcoin pizza deal, and so at that point in time, they basically said, okay, well, the two pizzas must have cost like $26 or $36 or whatever like that, and they divided that by 10,000 Bitcoins, and they said, well, okay, well, the price of a Bitcoin in that sale happened to be like 3/4 of a cent. You know what I mean? So every Bitcoin was like a third of a cent, and so that's the value of what Bitcoin is, and that's kind of where it sort of sparked. It just takes the spark, and then suddenly someone says, okay, well, what if a Bitcoin is worth a cent? And then they buy it for a cent, and then someone says, you know what, I'm going to buy it for 2 cents, and then the spiral starts. It's like a snowball effect.
For sure, but there's also kind of different levels to that. So, for example, like way back in the day, so I'm talking like around 2013, 2014. What was the primary cause for Bitcoin's price fluctuations was people buying and selling based on Silk Road and other associated marketplaces, because obviously you needed Bitcoin to transact, and at that time there weren't many miners, so the mining rewards were quite centralized as well. So you could have one miner who would sell their mining rewards and cause quite a significant drop in price. But what caused that value to go up primarily is people like firstly the novelty of it, of having something, having something like Bitcoin. The novelty of that drove the price action quite a lot in the beginning, but also the utility of having an untraceable, well, semi-untraceable currency. But now I feel that that's changed slightly, and now people's distrust of governments and governments' ability to just create money out of thin air and debase the currency, that's feeding a lot of people's interest in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
because
the
obviously
snowball's rolling.
there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin, and that it's just not how it goes with fiat currency. I mean, every year we watch our currencies just get more and more worthless, and every year we watch Bitcoin rise because more people who own Bitcoin generally have more faith in Bitcoin than they have in their government.
Yeah. I'll answer the next one. So we could be up fortune one day and then lose a lot the next day. Well, I've thought about this in many ways. Like if you go down to like go down, place a bet on the horses, right? You can go and spend $80 on the horses, and you could just lose straight out the whole race, right? Or you could go out there and you could turn your $80 into $240, and it's like, well, I've just won heaps, right? But one thing I know about Bitcoin, right, is if you go out there and let's say you go and buy one Bitcoin exactly, let's say it's similar sort of prices. So let's say you bought it for $80 and it went up to 240. You just gained a whole bunch, right? But if it ever does go from 80 down to 20, well, guess what? You still technically got one Bitcoin, right? And so if you just hold on for a little longer, it might go back up to 40. Maybe that's the threshold that you can tolerate, and maybe you go, that's it. I double my money back to halfway. I'm out. Or you could just wait until it hits 80 again, and then say, okay, I broke even. I'm out. But the thing is, see, I don't know how you go about this, Rose, but as time has gone on, I get excited when it drops thousands and thousands of dollars.
100%.
Like I've literally said to people I know, people say, "Oh my god, are you telling me that the Bitcoin went down thousands of dollars?" And I said, "Fucking oath it did. It's fucking awesome. I'd bought more." And they say, "But why didn't you sell? Why didn't you just lost $1,000?" Sorry.
Obviously, people who are new to it, that's quite worrying. But when you've lived through the roller coaster for quite some time, it's just like you just let it get on with it. Because I had a look, and there is no 2-year period where Bitcoin has been down. So if you bought Bitcoin at any point in the past, after 2 years, like even if you bought it at the top, after 2 years, it would be above where you bought it. So you might have been down for 2 years. Like I don't recommend people trading it actively and or for short term or anything like that, because that you're just bound to have a heart attack every 3 days if you're just worrying about price constantly. But if you're holding it relatively long term, then after 2 years, as like history has shown that after 2 years, even if you're 80% down for 2 years, you'll be back in profit in 2 years. So
yeah, that brings up a DCA thing, which I wouldn't mind bringing up. But the truth of the matter is I feel uneasy when the price goes up, and I feel happy when it goes down. This is the one thing. Is like many people say, "Why are you so happy that Bitcoin's crashing?" And they said, "Why? Like, surely you'd want it to rise." And I'm like, "No, I want it to drop because it's better when I drop." And that comes to the DCA thing. So if you go out there and buy it for $80, and if it crashes to $20, right? You go, holy shit! I've lost $60 worth of value. But then you go out there and you can go. Let's say you pull $80 back out of your wallet, right? And you can go 20, 20, 20, 20, and you've just bought 5. So before you bought 1, and now you have 5 more. So you now have 6. So when it dropped, you capitalized on it so much. You've quadrupled your money. You've 5-tupled your money. And when it goes back to 80, you're already going to be at $240 in profit because you bought it when it was $20.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's more fun when it goes down.
The thing is, I just don't sell. So if I ever do want to sell, or if I have the inclination to sell, I'll borrow against it instead. Because ultimately that's what all these rich fucks do. So people like Musk, Bezos, and stuff like that. When people say, "Oh, they don't pay any tax," it's because they borrow against their assets. They don't sell them. So there's a tactic that the extortionately wealthy do. It's called buy, borrow, die. So you buy assets, borrow against them, die before you pay it back. As long as you can keep up the collateral, then you're good. Yep. But I mean, I do pay them back, but and I don't borrow.
I keep on getting phone calls. It's bloody annoying.
Yeah.
I want to address this. I want to address this question where it says it sounds like it's gambling for people who can afford to lose money. The amount of times of like my brother always fucking hangs shit on me and all that sort of stuff, and he goes, "Oh, it's just all like price goes up, price goes down, all the bullshit." And says, well, if I had bought like CBA shares or Google shares or something like that, if it goes down or if it goes up, aren't you doing the same thing? He says, "Oh, but Google is like a real company." But I'm like, but the price of a share going up or down has no real true bearing on how the person who turns up at 9 a.m. to fix some code has performed. It's only based on what the market feels. If the market likes Google or if the market likes Amazon today, and then they hate their earnings tomorrow, then they'll sell the stocks and it'll go back down. It's the same thing with housing. People are always betting on housing going up all the time. Everything in life is gambling. Everything.
But also, I mean, you take a gamble every time you cross the street. But but ultimately, I don't see it. Well, I mean, I know some people do gamble because they're thinking, shit, I'm going to try and make, like, day traders and stuff. Like, I don't day trade or anything like that. I buy it and I hold.
That's the thing. Both me, Swala, and CryptoRoast, we're not gambling. We just buy and we sit. We don't do anything. So we're not gambling.
But the reason why I also hold it is because it's not necessarily with the hope that it's going to increase in value. It's the hope that it's going to maintain value, as opposed to the cash in my wallet, which is losing value literally every single day. Although there might be ups and downs to Bitcoin, it can only really go up unless some crazy quantum computing fucks with it. But at the end of the day, I mean, we can talk about SHA-256 and how it's quantum resistant and stuff like that as well. But
that's just going to bore people.
I do need to get some work done at some point, so I'm not going to get into that. But
what you're saying is before what's true is the fact that the truth is is that we all know the British pound is going to eventually devalue. We all know the Aussie dollar is going to devalue. It's just a matter of time. And so being inside Bitcoin is just borrowing time. That's all we're doing. We're just borrowing time. We're just waiting. It's not like we're trying to wait. I'm not trying to wait for Bitcoin to hit $1 million Australian dollars. I'm
Exactly.
waiting for the Australian dollar to be devalued to 0.000001 Bitcoin.
Yeah, precisely.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like the opposite. Once you get in, everything turns opposite.
Yeah, I mean, over a long enough timeline, every currency goes to zero. I mean, just look at history. Every currency that came before our current currencies went to zero, and our current currencies are all going to zero as well. I can't hear you.
Crypto, yeah, I muted it up because I was doing things. CryptoRoast, sorry, baked cakes. Did you have any comment? Are you still listening? Are you still awake?
Yeah, I do have a few comments on that. Like, my mum, does actually bakes cakes. She went shopping today, right? And the amount of money she bought less but paid more, right? So figure that out in regards to that. But yeah, the crypto roast and yourself, very intelligent in the crypto space. So I really like your comments on that. I mean, I'm involved in it as well. It's a fascinating area. Pretty well educated on the monetary side of things and how money got started. And anyone interested, they should go look at how money was created in America. Go read the Creature from Jekyll Island.
Oh, bro, I've got that on my shelf right here.
Yeah, fantastic read. If you want to read about how that creature evolved and how the government rips us off quite well. And this is where the start of Bitcoin came about, was when someone got pissed off with the American market when the financial. I mean, if you saw The Big Short and the housing market, the doctor, what was his name, bet against the housing market, but he was paying the rent. That's not. He could see the numbers, and the government bowed out the banks, and the banker got put in jail, and someone said, "Oh, this is a joke." So, yes. So Bitcoin, even though it's a electronic system, it's started off with no value, and we, the people out there, some guy bought pizza with it. That's where the thing became a valuable. It started off the black market and the other markets out there. People bought things with it that are legal. But people can do that these days with real money. So it is an incredible market to be involved in. If you're not involved in it, you can spend $20, $50 to get started, and you can use and buy some. I mean, there's lots of places to go and buy it. It's possibly the best way to get yourself hedged against inflation if out there. And as Swahili mentioned, you can take your crypto anywhere in the world. As long as they've got a way to exchange it, you can buy whatever. I mean, there's a place in Ecuador which has got a beach that just takes crypto. So there you go. Anyway.
That was in El Salvador. I went there. Yeah.
El Salvador. Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, I do feel obligated to say there's a hell of a lot of scams out there. So although Cakes has recommended kind of dipping a toe into the space, there are so many people trying to scam, because ultimately, if you send your Bitcoin to someone, there is absolutely no way of getting it back. So
the one thing I like about crypto and Bitcoin and in any crypto space is it teaches you how to. I mean, sure, there's plenty of scams out there, as CryptoRoast mentioned, but it teaches you so many valuable lessons about not only scams, but how to manage your money and how to be aware of what's out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they say. They say be your own bank, like when they're referring to Bitcoin, because you ultimately are your bank. You're every step of the transaction. So you're the custodian. You're the you're literally, you've cut out every middleman, and as a result, you're paying a tiny fee, which is like, if I tried to send, I don't know, 500 grand across the world, like I'm going to get charged like 5-10%, like using any kind of normal money transfer service. I can do it for literally pennies using Bitcoin. It's crazy.
And in regards to what you're saying there, Golden Skeptic, about, I suppose, about technology, here you are on YouTube, right? And you're using YouTube, which is technology based. And the thing about flat earthers, they use the same technology worldwide. So yes, it's a fascinating thing.
It's the same as driving a car. You don't need to know how every part of the car works in order to use it. But
yeah,
I mean,
flat earthers use
very
Bitcoin.
interesting.
Flat earthers use Bitcoin. That's idiot proof right there.
Yeah, I mean, if a flat earther can do it, anyone can do it. But like, the barrier to entry has been lowered so far. Like, back in the day, you did have to kind of be a bit of a nerd. But now you just sign up on Coinbase, enter your card details, and away you go.
Well, I recall back when way back in the 10 years ago, I think it was 10 years ago, I had downloaded some software to run a mining thing on my PC, because I thought, I could run this thing. Found this thing, Bitcoin, and it nearly killed my computer. I mean, it just drew all the power out of it. I've got to stop running this thing.
Yeah, I mean, even way back when you could mine on a laptop before the
machines come out.
ASICs.
Yeah, exactly. Before the ASICs and everything came up, because obviously, as time went on, it got more and more difficult to find the mining finds large prime numbers, and they get larger and larger every year, and so back in the day, you used to be able to do it on a laptop. I never really got into that because, like I say, I just saw it as a way to get weed delivered to my house back in the day, and it was great for that, but I never really saw it as any kind of an investment. And I only really saw it as an investment when I found an old wallet in about 2017, back from the Silk Road days, and it had gone from, so I'd abandoned this wallet. It had been worth absolutely nothing. I'd just abandoned it because it was such a low value at the time that it was like pocket change, and it had gone up to like $5,500, just this tiny amount in this wallet. And I was like, well, shit. And that's when I started looking around at some other old wallets of mine, and was like, well, I guess I probably should have stocked up while I had the chance, rather than giving it to this guy selling admittedly really good weed. But I mean, I think I calculated I would have given him, by today's prices, he probably would have been able to buy a private island, which made me feel a bit sick. But also, it kind of makes me feel like a bit of a pioneer, because if people hadn't been doing that kind of stuff, then Bitcoin wouldn't be where it is.
That's it. Can I just make one comment? Sorry, I was just trying to get in before. With what Golden Skeptic's comment is, right? Talking about spare money. Look, realistically, I mean, I don't know about around your neck of the woods, but around here, I mean, you can kind of buy as little as like $5, and sometimes, like, I've even set up an account for one of my sons, right? And I just inject $5 in every single week or something like that, and it's set to auto save on $5. And while that might not seem much, I think when I withdrew it was like about $1,800. So after about a year or so, it actually became decent. But I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, the last thing I want to finish up on there is that, if you are worried or if you got questions, I mean, 3 guys on the stage is where you go to. I mean, come and talk to us, and we'll be fine. We'll answer any question you have. But I don't know if you guys want to have any more comments. It's getting close to midnight over here, so I wouldn't mind not being on too much longer.
Yeah,
any comments?
I've procrastinated far too much today. I do have some work to do.
Thank you so much, Waller, and thank you, CryptoRoast.
Thank you both.
Conversation.
Oh, so no more comments then. Okay.
Nope. Well done.
Yeah, I think if I start getting onto something else, then it's going to be like it's already coming up on 1 p.m. Yeah, I've actually got to jump on a Zoom call soon, and I've done it before where I've been talking to flat earthers, and I've actually been talking to them whilst emailing a client trying to push their meeting back in order to
Yes.
continue talking to a flat earther, and then that's when I had to
Really?
take a step back and reassess how I'm spending my time. And
That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. I mean,
All
when
right.
you're emailing a client, a well-paying client, to say, can we shift our meeting back because I'm trying to
That's
explain to someone that
bad.
crepuscular fucking rays don't prove a local sun.
That's bad.
You do kind of take a step back and
Yeah,
reassess things a little bit.
you need to use Amble for that sort of stuff. Yeah, just drop it on their heads. I don't know what if Golden Skeptic is still here or not, but who would you suggest about how to get into it? I don't know. Maybe send us a comment or something like that. Maybe we can have a bit of a we could have another chat about it another night maybe, because I know that Jaron likes to do his own crypto things, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Ask us up on stage, and we'll answer the questions you have, and we'll try not to lead you down the pathway of you know, making any mistakes. I mean, you got to tell us which country you're in first, so that we know who to send you to and stuff like that. So
Oh, he's in Wales, so he's in the UK.
he's in Wales. Well, Rose, you probably have the best contacts for English serving exchanges, I guess.
I mean, to be honest, if someone's not particularly computer,
Ready.
yeah, I'd recommend just first having a little look into like why Bitcoin was created, and then just hop on some. I mean, I don't like Coinbase, but it's good for people's kind of first exposure. And then just hop on
Well,
Coinbase and buy yourself £5 worth of Bitcoin. And
my other channel, my Swaller channel, I talk about all the basic sort of things. I actually explain how the blocks work and all that sort of stuff. I explain how to buy things on local exchanges. So I mean, if you want to just go to the Swaller normal account, the one, so it's SWAAALLA without the GE on the end, you'll be able to see my Swallow YouTube account. You'll be able to watch that, and you'll pick up things on Bitcoin through that anyway. So,
like my sister, she's not very. I mean, she's very intelligent, but she's not very. She's tech savvy in some parts, but she's not crypto savvy. So I walked her through how to get, buy some, sell some, that type of stuff. But she still finds it very difficult, and she's about to give it up. So fine. It's not for everybody, that's for sure.
I do think it's for everyone, but I think there a lot of the time people overcomplicate things quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because like I say, you don't need to know every part of a car in order to drive a car. And ultimately people don't know how settlements work when they pay with their Visa card. They don't know anything about the data centers that run that whole network and stuff like that. Like I think there was being a long time nerd myself, there was I can definitely own up and say there was definitely some elitism around Bitcoin for a very, very long time, where you almost forced people to learn way more than they needed to learn, and it discouraged people. But now, for example, I've got a Revolut bank account as well as my normal kind of big bank account, and on Revolut, I don't use it for Bitcoin, but on Revolut you can literally go on and buy it in one tap. That's kind of how far it's come. Whereas 12 years to 10, 12 years ago, I was meeting someone in an alley to scan a QR code and all that kind of shit. It's come a long way since then, but a lot of people kind of treat it like back in the day when they treat it like the currency of a Hollywood movie, like they're in Mr. Robot or something. And I'm just like, dude, like everyone can buy Bitcoin. I mean, ultimately, now you've got load of ETFs and stuff, Bitcoin ETFs, and you've got pension funds investing in Bitcoin now. So you've probably, like, if you have a pension in the UK, there's a strong chance that you indirectly own some Bitcoin through that. You can get exposure to Bitcoin so easily now. It's actually crazy.
Yep. Totally
But
good.
anyway, I'll stop rambling and ranting. And yeah,
You
I'll
better
probably,
get back to work, man.
oh man, yeah.
Get some work done.
Thanks,
Yeah,
fella. See you next time.
All right,
yeah.
catch you.
Have a good one, guys.
Good night.
Sleep well.
Good night. Thanks.